Well, we all want our kids to do well in life, and Steve Siebold has some tips on how we can facilitate that with our kids. He's the author of Secrets Self-Made Millionaires Teach Their Kids. All right, first you're saying get rid of any negative connotation to money.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, help your kids develop a healthy relationship with money, because so many people have a negative relationship, around being rich and rich people and prosperity and all those things. And it really hurts a lot of people.
So what does that mean?
Well, it means that, we're taught that money is the root of all evil, and rich people are shallow, narcissistic, all these things. And they're portrayed like that in movies, of course, and that doesn't help. That's why parents really need to, that's why I wrote this book, so parents could take charge of this and really teach their kids the realities of wealth.
All right, so you have pretty much a page on each point, so I've pulled a couple out. Learn to listen. Already, I've lost my kid there.
Yeah,
because she doesn't listen to me at all.
Yeah, learn to listen. Learn to listen about prosperity and to people that are successful financially, and stop listening to people that are struggling with money because they don't really understand it.
What if we're not self-made millionaires? Can we get the book and teach our kids to become self-made millionaires?
Oh, certainly. You don't have to be. I mean, I really wrote this book for people who are not, or parents who are not self-made millionaires, so their kids would have a much better opportunity as they grow up.
All right. Higher expectations of them. Sometimes we're like, oh, you got to be, oh, that's good.
Sure.
We don't get them to strive a little bit more, and you're saying that may not serve them well in the future.
Oh, sure. Not only parents, but many psychologists recommend that kids lower their expectations so they're not disappointed in life. This is the opposite of the self-made millionaire mentality. We say raise their expectations, help them expect to be wealthy and successful. They live in a first world country where the streets are paved with gold. Why wouldn't you be a millionaire?
Teach them how to say no.
You have to learn to say no if you're going to be successful financially to a lot of things.
Adults need to learn that.
Yeah,
too,
we all do. We all do. Absolutely, yeah. Say no to wasting time. Say no to doing things the masses do to waste their time, like watching too much television, video games, and all these things. You can do them in moderation, of course. But if you teach them to focus on prosperity, they're more likely to achieve it.
What age are we talking about here?
I would say, teenagers, young, 12, 13 years old, 14 years old, and up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can teach them, do you start with just one, or do you just throw everything at them as soon as you get the book?
I would do one per week.
Okay.
Do one per week. There are 300-word chapters. They're very short. They're simple. They're not complex or anything like that. It's not about finance. It's not about, you're not teaching them about money. You're teaching them how to think about money and how to approach money psychologically.
But you should also teach them about money, too. And
oh,
how
absolutely.
To handle it,
well, that's very simple.
Okay.
The basics of money are very simple. You can teach anyone that very quickly. That's not a problem. It's the psychology. It's our reluctance to go after wealth because we think it's something that should be looked down upon.
All right, a couple of other tips. You say, don't be fat and don't be a jerk.
Yeah, don't be a jerk. Just because you're rich, teach them just because they're going to be rich, don't be a jerk. It doesn't make you any better than anyone else. It doesn't make you smarter than anyone else. It just makes you rich. It has no other meaning except you have a lot more money than most people. So, and don't be fat means, be disciplined. Don't be loose in your life. Don't be like the masses that are just sort of slogging along. Discipline yourself. And build great habits, successful habits.
I guess that just flows into fight for success.
Exactly right. Realize you're going to have to fight for this. It's not going to come to you. No one owes you a living. No one owes you, the prosperity. You're going to have to fight for this. It's going to be a struggle, but it's going to be worth it because it's going to solve 90% of your problems in life.
I know you don't have kids, but I see a teenager just glazing over and go, yeah, whatever, Dad.
That's why parents have to take, that's absolutely right. That's why parents have to take control. Because if you can solve 90% of life's problems by writing a check, which you absolutely can, not all of them, but most of them, then why wouldn't you seek wealth?
Why do you think people don't know this? Because they're secrets, right?
Well, they've never had any money. How would I never understood wealth till I had any money? How would I know what it's like to have something I've never had before? Mm-hmm. And I think there's so much misinformation in the movies and the media, all these different things about rich people and about money and prosperity that they just follow sort of what they're told.
And this is a book 33 years in the making. You interviewed a lot of self-made millionaires to get all these tips.
I started in 1984 as a broke college student that wanted to be rich. Started interviewing millionaires. They introduced me to other millionaires, and I've literally just did my last interview last week. It's over 1,200 interviews with all self-made millionaires.
Wow. All right. Saying all of the things that we just said, there is another tip. Teach them that money does not equate to happiness.
Oh no, money has nothing to do with happiness. I mean, once you have to pay your bills, you have to have a roof over your head, you have to have a car, and all those kinds of things. Once you have the basics, there's no correlation between being rich and happiness. It has nothing to do with it, but it does solve 90% of your problems.
All right, your book awfully heavy because the pages inside, they don't seem to be normal paper. They're glossy. It's like you want this.
It's a rich book.
It's a rich book. Like you want this to be passed down through generation to generation.
Yeah, we actually have a free workbook that people can download online when they get the book, and we want that to be passed down. The book is fine if they want to pass that down, but it's more about what your kids say and what you write down in the workbook. I think your kids will, their kids will keep it forever.
Perfect.
Hopefully.
All right. Well, thank you so much.